So I wanted to do a live and review this strain right here. Everyone's probably already heard of this before, Marathon OG. And why it's called Marathon OG is because Nipsey Hussle bought out the cut and he was having the Cure Company grow it, but they actually obviously were releasing cuts of it, and one of the cuts that they released was picked up by CaliKid Organics, and he has his people growing it. This one definitely was fairly good. I would say that there is levels to the marathon, and when you get it directly from the Cure Company in LA, it's going to be very much gonna have this power that a lot of the remakes of it or the redos of it won't have. The first time I ever had Marathon OG, I actually had it directly from LA, from the Cure Company in LA. And I actually didn't grab it. I had someone else get it for me when they were out there. But when I got it, I was looking at it, I was just like way too green behind the ears, or wet behind the ears, I should say, to understand that it was gonna have a lot of power. I definitely read about it. I knew about it, and had some experiences with OGs before that, but I was more just new to the OG scene at that time, and I was looking at it to be just very ugly weed that I wasn't really expecting much from, especially flavor wise. I wasn't really expecting any flavor from it, so I was like very let down when I first looked at it. I was in the age of thinking that looks mattered when it comes to cannabis, and way beyond that now. I think that one thing I wanted to say when it comes to reviews going forward, I'm only gonna focus on the effects. The flavor is definitely a piece of the puzzle that I'm gonna speak about and all that because it matters. But when it comes to the looks and smells, I don't think that's something that really deserves to be spoke on because who the fuck cares really? It's not going to get you any effect by the way it looks or by the way it smells. It's more only going to pack a punch usually if it's ugly. So a lot of this pretty purple goofy weed that's going around really is just bullshit. It's really just deprived of light, and that's why it looks so interesting. But that's a story for another day. For this Marathon OG, one thing I was really very happy with about this one is it definitely has this very interesting high. It's not going to be the most consistent. It's not going to get you super blasted every single time, but it's definitely going to have this very enjoyable effect, especially the first couple times that you smoke this. It's going to be very potent. It's going to have that punch, but it's not going to be as potent as other versions of Marathon OG. As I was saying before, if you get it directly from the Cure Company, it's strong. It's very strong, especially when Nipsey was alive. It was very, very strong when it was probably having to go through his QC. But now I would say that the Cure Company has definitely spread out. It's become more of a thing you'll see in every state. It's in Massachusetts, and it's in all these different states that it doesn't belong in. So it's hard to judge it just based off the company, but when you get it directly from certain growers, like the one that I got in LA, outstanding. That to be said, though, this is definitely pretty good. I would say if I was going to be scoring this one just based on the effects, just based on the flavor, it's definitely nice. It has this very sweet kind of earthy, weird taste to it that you will notice in a lot of the weak OGs, and it's definitely going to make a lot of people probably not happy at first. When you first open this, it has this sweet nose to it too that is going to kind of throw you off. It's going to make you think that it's going to be weak, but it definitely has some power. As I was mentioned before, it's not the super consistent one like some of these other OGs out there. Some OGs, it just gets you completely ripped every single time. I would say this one is more going to build on you. You're going to build a tolerance to it pretty quick almost. But when I say that, I also should say that it's going to be one of those ones that really will smack you in your face the first few times. It's going to have this very uplifting effect at first that's going to just put a big smile on your face, but it's going to lead into this almost sedated kind of locked to the couch type of feeling, and that's pretty good in my opinion. It's one of those things that gives you the best of both worlds, where most of the time usually strains are either just uplifting or just sedating, you know what I mean? This one has that OG effect where it's gonna show the both. When I say that though, I also should say that this one, if I was gonna rank it on a list, I would probably say like a 7. And I'm gonna be a lot more critical when it comes to ratings going further. I would say a 7 because this one is definitely nice in the taste range. I would say it's very sweet but musky and weird. When it comes to the effect, it's just not consistent enough to get something super high rated. So I would say a 7 across the board, very fair. It's not something that I'm going to be chasing down again, but it's something that I was very happy to try this version of it. It's definitely going to have some medical effects in a way that a lot of these strains today just don't have. A lot of stuff is kind of bred for flavor, bred for taste, or bred for taste, bred for smell, bred for looks. This one was bred for the effects. It's 100% the case, and that's the interesting thing about it. When it first was put out on the market, as I mentioned, it was put onto the market by Nipsey. It's definitely a version of OG Kush, or if I'm not mistaken, it's like a pheno of OG Kush, but it could be something that is OG times whatever, and it's definitely literally only for effects. So that's something that you really have to consider when you're buying certain strains, is like, what is it meant for? What is the actual reason someone would find enjoyment from it? Because if it's not your reason, then it's going to be completely stupid for you to even get it. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of people that will buy stuff based upon the name, based upon the way it's packaged or presented to them. That doesn't mean it's going to add up with your terpene profile of taste or effects that you're enjoying. It's going to be the last thing that makes sense. Realistically, that's like the whole thing that I sort of don't understand about like a lot of the packaging and stuff is people will buy it and they'll be like, "Oh, I only bought it because Nipsey's face is on it." It's like, who the fuck cares? You could just print a photo at Walgreens if you really wanted a picture of that. It's like, why would you buy something that's pretty expensive for just the package? It doesn't make sense to me. It's something that is basically you fueling their marketing team, you helping them market themselves, even though it's not going to be something that you're finding any enjoyment from. So it's pretty tricky when it comes to that. I do think people are placeboing themselves. At the same time, I did grab some dumbass shit the other day. Or actually, I bought this today actually. Well, yesterday technically, but I got some smoke shop bud. I don't even know what to call this. They call it bud. But it's Tropicana cookies from a smoke shop. So the next review I'm gonna do is gonna be that. I'm gonna try to explain why stuff like this is even out there. At the same time, I do have this other video that I'm going to be working on showing that they are selling some wild stuff at the dispensaries, or not even at the dispensaries, at these smoke shops now, that are pretty much harmful for anyone to consume. So definitely will try to do more live stream versions of reviews and try to do some other longer form content on my other channel, but I'm gonna try to make sure that I can actually potentially start doing some of the lives over on that other channel as well, and have some interesting topics to speak on over there. So definitely will have some more coming in the near future. If anyone has any different ideas that they want to see covered, please let me know. Always open to suggestions, but at the same time, I do want to make sure I get a couple of these different topics that I have written down done, and I do have some interviews that I'm going to be putting on the other channel. So much respect, much love to anyone who's been following along. It's probably the worst time to go live, as I'm seeing in the views, but I hope that I address this one as good as I can. Would I get this marathon OG again? Yeah, probably, especially because of the price it was at was very reasonable compared to a lot of the stuff in the market today. This I got it for 100 a sev. There's a lot of stuff that's in this quality range that's going for like 120, 140 down in South Florida right now. So it's very tricky if you are a consumer out here, because a lot of the stuff is very expensive, but it's just not meeting the expectations. And I've been seeing more and more people calling this out. I did a video on my other channel where I spoke about how people are just very disappointed and all that, and also added in a clip of a rapper speaking about why some of the stuff is priced the way it is. I think that it was a very interesting take from the rapper, because he's someone who is putting his name on these bags, and the bags are inheriting double the value of what it was before just because his name is on it. It's this whole scammy, goofy thing that's happening. It's basically like the hype beast era, where if you're familiar with clothing, shoes, and all that stuff, there was, or still is, a big demand in getting something that you see your favorite celebrity wearing, see your favorite celebrity eating or smoking or whatever it is. That's why you see McDonald's doing these collabs with rappers. You can get a rapper to promote whatever you're trying to sell, and it inherits a lot of value, because a lot of people don't really do the homework in trying to figure out what is what. They more want some influencer, celebrity type person to tell them how to move, which is the sad reality of why America's in the position we are today, or why the world's in the position it is today. So I hope it changes. I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon or ever, to be honest, at the rate it's going. So that's why I've kind of been almost trying to find like a different lane for this whole thing, because I do sort of see people don't fully want to hear what I have to say when it comes to the shadiness of the cannabis game. I do want to add in some commentary on it still, and do my best to continue to give back to the game, but my more focus is going to be interviews, reaction videos, and stuff along those lines on my other channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet to my other channel, please do so. I'm only at like 400 subscribers over there right now, and it'd be great to get that one to at least 1,000 within the next couple months. And I definitely know that that's going to take a lot of work on my end. So hope everyone enjoys the work that I put in. And if you have any recommendations, please let me know, as I said before. So much love, much respect. Basically talking to no one right now, but much love.